Hello everyone, it's me, Exio Boom, and I've got myself a new Ras Master theory. Ignore all this going on, that's just information. But, if you watched my last video, you know that I believe Ras Master is the big guy himself, source strand of energy. Now, how well does my theory hold up? Now that we have an entirely new season and some more leaked info about Season 4, I think it holds up incredibly well, and there's even more evidence to it. So let's go over all the stuff that I missed last time, and also the stuff I talked about last time, and everything new that I can add to it. So let's start. We're first introduced to Energy here in Season 1 of Dragon's Rising. He is imprisoned in Imperium by presumably Ras, who wants to drain his energy. I don't believe that's true. Let's start with the first piece of evidence. Doc Wyatt has said that mortals cannot experiment with Source Dragon energy or drain it. And also the fact that he teleported the Dragon Cores when Lloyd gave them to him means he had his powers in there the entire time. So obviously, he wasn't being actively drained or anything. You get what I'm saying here, right? I think Ras imprisoned him intentionally for a point that I'll get onto later, and he needed the Dragon Cores for some reason, so waited around for someone to get it and for him to make a new conduit. Ras is a conduit already. He's already Energy's conduit. Doc Wyatt said there can be more than one conduit. Season 2 comes around, and a big piece of interesting information. A big piece of interesting information that I completely missed in the last theory is that when Ras is teleported at the end of part 1 to that mysterious realm we'll learn more about in Season 4, it's 3 sound effects played. One is of Motion forging a dragon icon. We hadn't met Motion at that point, we didn't know what a dragon icon was, so we can't throw that one in. Number 2 was the Golden Ultra Dragon disappearing at the end of Season 16 crystallized. And I think that's just a reused sound effect. But the most noticeable one, it's a sound we've heard before, used last season, and it's a sound that plays when Energy here makes Lloyd into a conduit. Are the sound clues telling us that Ras is Energy's conduit? But let's go a little further into this, okay? So, just give me a second to recollect my thoughts. I got a lot of stuff in here. Let's talk about what we do know about Ras Master. We know that Ras Master lives in a void, which looks awfully similar to this weird moon behind Energy, might I add. Lives in a weird void thing, like a Source Dragon, can communicate with Ras when he starts levitating with glowing eyes and stuff, just like what happens to Lloyd when he gets visions from Energy. And, further on from that, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but we know that according to Ras in Season 2 and Doc Wyatt, the Master resides in a place called the Realm Forge, or Forge of Worlds or something, which is not a realm or a land, just like the Source Dragon Void. Now, I'm not really going to go into all of my previous theory work, because some of it was proven, like Ras's hammer is an icon. It's an icon of strength, not of energy, but I'm somewhat correct there. But I'm not going to go into all my previous theory stuff, because a lot of it I still think holds up. I'm going to get into the biggest part of the theory, the new leaked information. According to them, in Season 4 we will get a big reveal about the Source Dragons. What big reveal about the Source Dragons, though? My theory is, this big reveal is going to be about, obviously, Energy being evil, but it's said that the big secret of Energy being evil and stuff, there's also, I'm getting a little tangled up here, but, something to do with the cycles, apparently. So, apparently there'll be something talking about the nature of the cycles. Now, I think that Energy's overarching goal is to, basically make a new cycle. He's always been talking about it. I'll see you again at the end of the cycle. This might be the end of the cycle, and all of the cycles. You see what I mean? So I think that it's going to be revealed in Season 4 that Energy's evil, and he wants to do the cycles, which are basically universe resets. Ras wants to reverse the merge. Resetting the universe would reverse the merge. Now onto the big part of the theory. Why is Energy doing all of this? Oh wait, before that, it was said that Ras Master was originally going to be Wu, and he's voiced by Paul Dobson, who is the same voice actor as Energy. Just something to think about. But yeah, why would Energy do all this? What is his goal? What would he gain out of it? Also, he definitely killed Balance, so let's just get that out of the way. I think Energy is like Junko DR1. Just hear me out on this one. Energy is a godlike being right here, and over time, he grew bored with the god status. He was tired of it. He decided that after a certain point, he needed to do something crazy to shake it up. So tried to create the merge, and then worked with First Ninjitsu Master to stop it once, First Ninjitsu Master realized it was bad. So years after his death, he recreated the merge as an excuse to pick up a conduit to get to his real goal, resetting the universe to make it more exciting, more interesting for him, so that he doesn't have to just sit back and watch it all the time. He killed off Energy because, as we learned in Season 3, Energy made the votes for the council and was kind of the leader. He wanted ultimate power, so killed Energy and usurped him as the leader. Strength. A few people think Strength is Ras Master. I don't believe that because, as we found in Season 3, Strength hates mortals and doesn't think they should have any Source Dragon power, so would he give his powers to a mortal? Willingly? The answer is he wouldn't. So, Energy is still our biggest candidate. It also just makes narrative sense, considering the fact that he's the Source Dragon we've seen the most of. And it wouldn't make enough sense to bring in Oni this late into the original 5-season run. Anyway, back to Energy's overarching evil plot. It's also said in Season 3, when Lloyd saw that Source Dragon meeting, the one where Strength were like, "Is there a mortal with us now?" It was stated that Energy sneakily put him in. Sneaking someone in doesn't sound like a heroic thing to do. And in fact, Lloyd would never have known about the Archdragon of Focus if, he hadn't been brought into that meeting. He would never have released it, which caused Strength, Focus, and Life to leave. And if Energy killed Balance and also willingly got himself imprisoned in Imperium by Ras, everything he's done has been to disrupt the nature of the council, getting himself captured, getting 3 of them to leave because of it. And we know that disrupting a council will mess up the cycle and cause the end of the cycle or the end of all cycles, which is exactly what he wants. I also think it would just be a really clever meta reference if in this soft reboot of Ninjago, the main villain's goal is to literally soft reboot the universe. But yeah, I thought I had more to say, but I don't really. It's just Energy's really suspicious. He's said some creepy, suspicious stuff, and... Oh, wait! Last piece of evidence. Energy says, perhaps he was right about you in when he's speaking to Lloyd. And a person in the comments of the last video, forget their name, a lot of people had some great points, so, if... Just shout out to everyone who commented, you had some great ideas and some great opinions. But someone pointed out that back in Season 1, where Lloyd was with the matriarch of the Mountain Dragons and did that weird tornado thing, the crazy green spinjitzu, Ras was all like, it's going perfectly according to plan. Ras told Energy about Lloyd, and that is what he meant by, perhaps he was right about you. And when stated that, that was apparently integral to the plan, stated by, somewhat important to the plan, stated by Doc Wyatt. So, it's interesting. It was also stated that why did he choose Ras? Did he see potential in him? Sort of. Certainly is interesting. Maybe, I genuinely think that Ras will end up joining the good guy side to defeat Energy by the end of this. But yeah, that's my theory. I think Energy is evil, and he will, by the end of next season, come back here if I'm right and he's revealed to be the overarching mastermind behind all of the plans. That's all I got time for today. It's a little bit of a shorter video. Just like a small part 2 to an old theory, with some new information added. If there's anything I've missed, I'll make a part 3 maybe. And so, that's all from me. Bye.